Good morning, friends. In this video, I welcome you all to know the query. Why is there a need to know more about the data? I began my playlist with this particular question itself. Why data, at this level? Now, can't I go further, and why a separate domain, and why through machine learning? Now, that is the main question. Do we have any other, is there any other way to understand them, or machine learning is the only way that is presented to us, right? Now, here you will be in this particular part of the my playlist. I'm going to focus exclusively on the question, why is there a need to know more about the data? So as Neeraj sir says, is your data going to be linear or non-linear? Now I'm taking you to one step before that only. Going towards whether my data is a linear one or a non-linear one is a very far away project of ours. Okay, let us try to understand why is there a need at all, first of all. So here we have to know that need to know that yes, data comes in many formats. Now, what are these formats? You know that they can be in the form of an image, a picture, a sound, a text, a situation. Definitely yes, when you are in a situation, and if you if you are passionate about research, then you will be understanding that yes, how to deal with those situations, events, and experiment. And if you have attended the workshops, I'm pretty sure you will see that situations are created, situations are showcased to you, and the maybe from historical thing, or maybe a story, or from your own life, and you are trying to understand it. Right now, what is it that you're doing? You're trying to introduce the data itself. Similarly, an experiment, if you are coming from the experimental studies, and you will see before and after, pre and after, a priori, a posteriori. So you will be trying to understand. So should I restrict only to the domains of certain things? No. If you are a student of law and legal studies or criminal studies, as I pinpointed in my last video, you will see a trial in a court. Definitely yes, where lawyers are there, public prosecutors are there, you have general public sitting, criminal is there, then witnesses are there, judge is there. So it's not just one person who is just focusing on the entire trial. It's actually a collection, a group, and the data is coming from various points. The police brings in different kind of facts for you, criminal is talking about a different situation altogether, then the witnesses who are there, their data is very different. The judge who is looking at all these points is going to make a study on these points, then he's going to cross check from the literature that is available to him, and then he is going to come up with his own judgment. So you see, the data is playing a beautiful role over there. Historical events, now this is something again you will see a lot in some of the workshops also which are present. Time data, now definitely yes, those students who are coming from the commerce and finance will be questioning, are we talking about data mining even in time series panel data also? And my answer is yes, you cannot stop it, and you will see that how algorithms through machine learning is really going to be helpful to understand the time series data or the panel data that is present. Or if you are a serious student of economics, you will see that yes, it plays a very important role. Similarly, there are applied sciences. I'm not talking about just applied sciences in physics or chemistry or astronomy or the biotechnology field or pharmaceuticals. I'm even talking about studies like astrology. Then you have got tarot readings, then Reiki. If you are interested and if you are towards these kind of non-scientific, I wouldn't say non-scientific, I would say things which are available very easily to each one of us. If you are interested, you can even see readings of many kinds. Now, for example, right now I'm focusing on Buddhist psychology. Now, if you are a student of Buddhist psychology or Tibetan medicine, or even let's say some studies which are pertaining to the concepts of mind and everything, you are asked to requested to take certain psychological or psychiatric readings for your own patients students, it can be all towards general public who approach. And when you're giving, there's so many readings which are available, and that is a different kind of a data altogether, because you are not collecting the data as of right now. It is a person's entire life. Let's say if I am around 33 or 34 of years, then I know till 34 years whatever data I have of my life that is available with me, and then I can use it. So the psychological settings now in India. I don't see so much unless and until you're a drug addict or addicted to alcoholism or some other kind of problems that they face towards your own body. At that time, if you go to the trauma centers or the addiction centers which are available across the country, rehabilitation centers I'm talking about, there if you are talking to the patients, you will understand. And to give you an example, pick up the book written by a very famous author Oliver Sacks, and Oliver, Oliver, Sacks is spelled out as Sacks, and the title of his book is The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. It has it's a classical book, number one. Number two, you will really understand the stories which are being given, and if you're keen, you will see the data that is coming in. You can really understand and you can proceed further. A film, a documentary, etc. So as I mentioned earlier, so this is a little bit add on to that to see where I can understand the data is coming from me. Similarly, data helps in testing and training the learning for a machine. Now this is where I have to enter and give an accolade to machine learning schools. Now here you will see that I'm not taking up data just like that. Like usually before learning the data mining techniques, what I used to do, I used to pick up my data and I was trained by Neeraj sir. Okay, go ahead, insert the data into the Excel and try to see, or even IBM SPSS, whatever version you have got, and try to see the linear curve, the linear line which is present for your data, and try to understand. Or the next step was the scatter plot, or if you have gone through some of his videos on linear regression or the linearity in the data itself to how to understand it, you will see that yes, he has introduced to you various kind of curves from the domain of linear as well as the non-linear sectors. However, before I can proceed further to that level, that's an initial niche of mine. However, data mining through machine learning, you will see that you are trying to bifurcate or divide your data into what we call it as the testing data and the training data. So why we are doing it, what is the need, those are the concepts which you have to understand, and what is the importance of this step in machine learning to understand your own data is the contribution in the domain of data mining through machine learning. And you will understand it irrespective of whether what kind of softwares you are going to use, that I'll be showcasing in my next video. Then the next one point that we have to understand is, one is able to design and present a model from the data. Now you see what we have done it is you perform a simple thing, linear and non-linear, then you go for correlation, then you are finding it out covariance, then you go ahead with what I call it as the regression, then SEM, and then the model fitness, and then you carry forward. However, before you can do all these things, data is available for you and in the process of the data mining, you will see that you're going to design, you're going to understand what kind of a data it is, and this highlighted now in the latest workshop by Neeraj sir. I have seen that he said that why are you restricting only for linear, why not for the non-linear? Do you think that your life is only sketched out on a linear scale itself? No, he pinpointed it, and he was very assertive and very confidently he highlighted that yes, please proceed further and try to understand. Now this is exactly what data mining is going to do for you. You are going to design, plan and see the data and understand how the data is being exhibited to your eyes, whether you have collected all by yourself with lot of investment in your time and cost, it can be, or you have collected through online mode, whatever it is. After that, once the data has been presented, you are going to understand the model which comes out of it. So that is where your entire thing comes in with the help of data mining. Again, I'm repeating myself. The next point is to retrieve the information. So is it just designing and getting the model that is enough? No, there has to be some kind of an information, and when I'm talking about information, I need that particular knowledge. So the next point is that only to gain the knowledge and use it for the descriptive studies, and maybe for predicting the information, prescribing to the decision makers at various levels. So now I hope this becomes very clear, and we have literally entered more into the domain of the intricacies as well as the subtleties about with respect to our data, and we are trying to understand. So that is the contribution of data mining through machine learning. So I'm going to stop here, and let me come up in my next part, wherein I'm going to discuss more about the data, and you'll be surprised that yes, these things are also there and one needs to know about them also. So thanks for watching this particular video, and let me come up with another one. Till then, thank you, take care, bye.